T-Dog, J-Boy, and me, I'm Lugs. Our pride and joy is pumping our mugs. Be careful, kids, it could get rough. We're flipping our lids on sports and other stuff. Welcome to Sport Weasel Central. I'm Lugs.
I'm J-Boy.
I'm T-Dog.
This is Sports and Other Stuff, celebrating our 1-year anniversary. Hey, let me get you a little champagne. Would you like a little something tonight, boys?
A little bubbly would be nice.
Yeah.
Here you go. All right, let's just get this thing started. I've wasted enough time on this. Hang on a second. Let's go. All right. Sports and Other Stuff, 1 year, and we thank you for your support. Austin Peay and Central Arkansas kick off college football. Our NFL preview continues. We break down the AFC South and a haiku or two for you. All right, gentlemen, 2,000 spectators and a first play from scrimmage that was an 80-yard option run to the house. Kicked off this unusual college football season between the Central Arkansas Bears and the Austin Peay Governors. Central won that game 24-17. Not exactly college blue bloods, but here we go. What do you think of that?
Hey, I'm glad the season got started somehow, and hopefully we'll get to see more. I got to be honest, truth in advertising, whatever, I did not see that game. I didn't even know it was going to be played. I've been so, waiting for decisions by the ACC, blah, blah, blah. But I'm glad it's there.
Yeah. I am like Lugs, where I didn't know it was happening. I saw an article on it, the game happened, but I didn't look into it. So I will also be honest.
So they said people showed up. 2,000 socially distanced fans at Montgomery, Alabama.
How many people does it say? How many people that place could seat?
Maybe like 2,400.
2,400.
2,000 showed up. Partial sellout.
I am kidding. I have no idea. But, okay, so just some trivia. Name the two most famous alumni from Central Arkansas State.
Central Arkansas State, if I can get it out of my mouth. That's Scottie Pippen, isn't it?
You are correct, sir. Scottie Pippen. Can you guess the second one? Just one more?
Austin Peay.
Austin Peay, I was going to say Bubba Wells. No?
I think you're right. Football player, right? I'm thinking Hollywood
basketball.
Here. Hollywood.
Oh, not Hollywood. No, who went to Austin Peay?
You remember Buck Rogers on the TV show in the 80s? Gil Gerard. Gil Gerard.
Associate of the show, Gil Gerard.
I don't even know if he might be a friend.
Oh, friend. He's a friend.
Okay. Name the one, and I think they only had one that popped up for Austin Peay. You've heard of them. Mm-hmm. Alumni. Any guesses?
Oh man, I got no clue. Austin Peay. No.
Again, we're talking about
TV. Think TV.
Hollywood?
Think TV.
TV.
Yeah. It's going to be a stretch.
Pat Sajak.
No, Pat went to. He's from Murray.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
No,
right.
This is a stretch. I got to set it up. Bob Harper, the exercise guy on The Biggest Loser. Yes, he was the guy. He was the guy.
Wow. I
thought you were going to say that it's the 82-year-old man who has that back inverter where it decompresses your back and he does that little jump.
Teeter.
Yeah, Teeter.
Teeter.
Yeah.
I love Teeter.
Yeah, who doesn't? I mean, to have that much energy at 82, that man is all our icon.
Here's the crowd from Austin Peay right here.
Does anybody have a sandwich?
All right, that's enough of that. I could only come up with Bob Harper, The Biggest Loser. And the irony of all that? So in 2017, the dude had a heart attack after being the exercise guru on The Biggest Loser. I don't get it either. Okay, so do you want to talk about that game or should we just move on?
Let's move on.
All right.
friends.
Our second topic. Let's move on, friends. Hello, friends. Topic 2, Texans, Titans, Colts, Jaguars, the AFC South. That's how they finished last year, but this is a whole new year with lots of changes. Who do we like? Who do you like? Who do we want? Let's break it down. We'll turn to the professor of pigskin, Mr. T. Dog. Take it away.
Thank you. All right.
You're
like
welcome.
Always, we hit this. We got essentially 4 prongs: best coach, best offense, best defense, who wins the division if there's a wild card. So starting off, who do you all have as the best coach?
I would say Frank Reich, just overall. He's done some things that, he's settled them down, and they've had some moments. Andrew Luck retiring, that had to be just a big sucker punch, or maybe they knew about it, but that's still a major thing, and they still managed to do okay. They need to shore up a bunch of things on defense, I'd say. But Frank Reich works for me.
And I got to go with Bill O'Brien just because he has the most experience.
To be fair to J-Boy, you look at how many times Bill O'Brien has won the division. I am not going to slight Bill O'Brien.
All he does is win.
He is a good coach, and obviously I think a lot of his image has been tarnished for when he's taken over as the GM. Some of his moves as a GM actually hurts him as a coach, but I don't want to get too into that. I agree with Luggs, though. I think Frank Reich is the best coach.
I actually agree with that.
Yeah, because he took over the team. Remember, he wasn't even supposed to be the coach. He took it over late, and to have the season they did in year 1. And, even last year when I do feel they were caught off guard by Andrew Luck. I knew they maybe wasn't certain, but I think it was the third preseason game, right? Or was it the second one where Andrew Luck was like, I'm out?
It was in the preseason for sure. He played one game, I know.
Yeah. So they had to change it. And even Jacoby Brissett, I know he's maybe not a long-term starter. I think he got injured because if you go back and look, he played better first 4-6 weeks. And then I want to say there was some type of injury. I don't know if it was his leg or what. His play really fell off. And I don't know, maybe teams got better, but they were playing better. And also T.Y. Hilton was out. There was just a lot of moving parts that were a mess.
Remind me again, who stiffed the Colts as the coach and said, I'm coming, I'm not coming? Who was it again?
Josh McDaniels.
Yes, Josh. I like Reich a whole lot better than that guy anyway.
Yeah. And this is the crazy thing about Bill O'Brien. We'll move on here very quickly. I do think Bill O'Brien is a good head coach, but I will even say in division, I think he's the third coach. I'd take Mike Vrabel over
especially last year.
Yeah. So, but I guess moving on, Bill O'Brien, like Frank Reich, is an offensive coach. Does the best offense, is it the Texans, the Colts, Jaguars, Titans?
At this point, for me, I'd say the Titans by a little over the Colts. Jaguars, you can forget about. Texans, they traded DeAndre Hopkins and got a banged up David John. It's like, so that's kind of where I see it.
You like Rivers? You like Rivers with the Colts making some moves this fall?
Well, my attitude about Rivers. I've always said he's a bridesmaid, never a bride. But this is his shot. If he's ever going to do it, I would say. But he doesn't have anybody around him. Who's he got? Marlon Mack. Is Marlon Mack still there?
Yeah, Marlon Mack's still there. But no, well, here. Okay, I'll say this: I have the Texans being the best offense. But it's only because of Deshaun
Watson, yeah. Right.
Who is my favorite player in the division, probably my favorite player in all the league. But you look at their wide receivers, they're there's a lot of talent there, but Brandon Cooks had a lot of concussion problems last year. And Will Fuller, who is explosive, is always injured. And Randall Cobb, who is a good signing, also he was healthy last year, but has been nicked up the last few years. So there's a lot of what ifs kind of surrounding him. But still, I believe in Deshaun Watson. Over, to be fair to Luggs, Phillip Rivers played bad last year. I think he will rebound, but still there is that kind of lingering. Ryan Tannehill, again, kind of like Rivers. I believe Ryan Tannehill is a good quarterback, but he was so efficient last year. There's no way he's going to play at that level. And I'm not even saying he's going to fall off. I just think it was such a special year last year. And Minshew, I think, is talented. But again, I'm not even going to talk about Minshew versus Watson. Mm-hmm. That being said, I think the Colts are very close because go back to Luggs. They had Marlon Mack who played well, but they got Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin.
Right on.
And he is like a souped-up version of Marlon Mack, who, even after missing a few games last year, was close to 1,100 yards rushing. Jonathan Taylor will take some of the runs where Marlon Mack got 15, and he'll turn it into 35 to 40-yard runs.
Can Taylor catch out of the backfield too?
He's developing because this is the thing. Even though he's not great catching, and also here's another thing. He's not even going to be catching a lot of balls this year anyway because Nyheim Hines, legitimately from one of their beat reporters talking about, he could catch 65 to 70 catches this year, Nyheim Hines. So, but if you look at Melvin Gordon entered the league, he couldn't really catch. And over like the last 3 to 4 years of his career, he developed into a very solid receiver. So it's not something he can't develop. That and his fumbling issues were his only knock. Other than that, Jonathan Taylor could have been you could have said he was the best running back in this draft. He was just raw in certain areas. So, but I still give it to the Texans. So,
all right, that's good.
On the other side of the ball, what do you all think is the best defense?
Well, for me, I think it's the Colts. They got DeForest Buckner. Mm-hmm. He can stop the run. He can chase the passer. They already had Darius Leonard and Justin Houston. So I think I don't know about the secondary. I'm unsure about the secondary, but I think their defensive line is the better of the teams.
Yep.
I got to go with Titans to have another year like last year, just doing some unexpected things, being kind of a wild card crazy team, and they were pretty good last year. I got to give it to Vrabel. He can fire some guys up.
I think both of you all picked the top two. I mean, Jaguars a dumpster fire.
Yeah,
too
bad.
Trade Yannick Ngakoue. I mean, they still have Josh Allen from Kentucky who played well.
Yeah.
So like, it's not that they don't have some talent, but it's just very young, and they drafted the deep pass rusher from LSU. But and to be fair to kind of what Lug said, Titans definitely have a better secondary, but based on the front seven, I go with the Colts as well. Just the addition of DeForest Buckner giving them inside pressure, and the way they were able to revitalize Justin Houston's career. He had 11 sacks last year, and having Darius Leonard, like having a guy who can just keep Darius Leonard clean. DeForest Buckner, the scary thing is as good as Darius Leonard's been, with having DeForest Buckner in front of him, he's going to be, I think, that much more capable of just going sideline to sideline with having to worry about offensive linemen getting in his way. So
yeah, I think he's this era's Lawrence Taylor. I mean, he can play.
Yeah, but I also agree with Luggs too. They acquired Xavier Rhodes, and hopefully Xavier Rhodes can turn his career around. But I think the Vikings let it go of him because he looked cooked last year.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
people just, it was like almost a guarantee. 7 yards out, and yeah. Hopefully that guy can do something because he played pretty well earlier.
Yeah. And sometimes it's a change of scenery. I don't know. Sometimes you hear guys come out later like they dealt with multiple issues. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he just lost his confidence, and maybe change of scenery will revitalize it. But I hope he bounces back.
How do you see it playing out? Who's gonna take the cake?
I have the